Welcome, super smarties. Let the learning begin. Let's do a temperature check. I'm still in green, so I'm not going to even move it, but check in on your own zone or use something around you that's the same color. It's technically off the grid day for school, and yet here we are in hallway school, still learning. I'm still teaching. Yay, yay, yay. All right, for our Mindshift this time, what we're going to do is I'm going to take, it's a squeezy ball. You don't have to have a squeezy ball. If you have something that's designed to be squeezed, great. Otherwise, you can just imagine you're squeezing something and use your own fist, or you can use an object, like Spelling Bee happens to be sitting here, so sorry, Spelling Bee. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, maybe not squeezing Spelling Bee. Sorry, thanks for helping. So just something that you can squeeze. The idea is that you're trying to transfer the energy. So if you're feeling regulated and ready to learn, you're kind of just transferring that energy, so you're getting that sense of like awareness that you're ready. If you're having some angst or some difficulty or some sadness or some discouragement, the idea is to take that and transfer it into an object with awareness and breath. So we're going to do 3-part squeezing. So it's going to be breathe and squeeze, breathe and squeeze, breathe and squeeze. All right? So get ready. You can see why the face on the little breathe and squeeze ball. All right, the idea behind holding it is just so that you're feeling the tension in your whole body. You're tightening up, and then you're releasing and letting the oxygen rush through your veins in your blood. And you should be ready and regulated and ready to learn. Ready and regulated and ready to learn. All right, so let's join our calendar. Yesterday I could not find my black pen, so today I restocked. So hopefully one of those will work. When I write and leave the cap off though, the air gets around it and then it kind of dries and gets feathery. I was using one in class yesterday and it did that. It was multiple lines. That's not what I'm interested in. So we had blue. We're going to eliminate some of the blue. So if yesterday was the 15th, one more than 15 is 13, 14, 15, 16. So we're going to make the 5 one greater, which will be a 6, and the 1 is going to stay the same. So I put a 1 in the tens place. I put a 6 in the ones place, 16, and I need a new face space. This is today's my face space. Yesterday was not Thursday. Yesterday was Friday. Capital F-R-I-D-A-Y. And it's just a telling sentence. I'm going to check my smart cards. And they say Friday. F-R-I, not F-R-Y. So that means today cannot be Friday. The day after Friday is a weekend. It's the last day of the actual week. Friday is the last day of the school week and the general work week. And then Saturday is the first day of the weekend, and it's the last day of the week. Very confusing how things can be more than one thing at the same time. Let's check and see. Friday to Saturday. Saturday. 3 syllables. Starts with a capital because it's a proper noun. S-A-T, capital S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y. And then a period, just a telling sentence. We'll erase the Saturday because tomorrow's not Saturday. Tomorrow is the first day of the week. It's Sunday. Capital S-U-N D-A-Y. And then let's put a period. Yesterday was Friday. That's in the past. Today is Saturday. That's in the present. Tomorrow will be Sunday. That's in the future. Today is 5-16-20. Today is not Friday, so we have to eliminate the Friday. Face space, sat, day, comma, May not 15th, May 2020. Now make sure that you are transferring all of this information into your handy dandy composition book. It should be becoming very, very full, just like your brain. As you're dumping information into this book and coming back and visiting it again and again and again, and the repetition is going over and over and over of the information from your pages into your brain, you should be building your schematic full of all the schema, all the new learning. So when it comes time to do the calendar, you don't have to take my schema. I can just leave it in my head. You can dump your own schema out, pick it up, and use what you know to do what I need you to show me that you know. All right, so today we're going to do a little ELA, English Language Arts, a little activity going right along the lines of phonemic awareness, which is the listening part, and phonics, the phonetic piece, where you push those sounds into the symbols that represent them. First, I want you to tell me how many sounds represent each word. Then, we're going to figure out which symbol represents each sound in the order that it's made to make the word make sense. So first we see a sun, then a, now this could be a little confusing because it's a person and might be a boy, but the arrow is pointing to this thing on top of their head. What do you suppose it is? It's a hat. And then this also looks like a hat or a skirt upside down, but it's not. It's supposed to be, when it's starting to get warmer and in the south, you might need one of these just to move some air. It's a fan. All right, so let's figure out how many sounds are in each. So first we're going to make a record line to show how many sounds, and then we'll come back and we'll fill in the missing sounds. So here's a sun. Say it again, sun. S, n, s, n. How many sounds did you hear? 1, 2, 3. S, n. Sun. What do you hear at the beginning of that word? S, like snake, it's the letter S. Then stretch out the middle. So we broke off the beginning. S. Now let's stretch out the middle. There are several letters that could be, but it's the first sound this letter makes. It's the sound of umbrella. It's a U. Now let's punch the ending sound. Sa, n, like nose. N. 3 sounds, 1 letter representing each sound. S, un. Now we said this is a hat. Hat. At. At. How many sounds? 3. So how many lines? 3. At. Let's break off the beginning sound. At. What letter do you expect to see? Unvoiced sound. Speech motor is not vibrating. H. Stretch out the middle sound. A, like an apple. A. Punch the ending sound. Hat. T. What letter do you expect to see? It's a T. Hat. Sun. Hat. Let's do the last one. Fan. Say it again. Fan. Let's break off the beginning sound. F, and. F, f, f. Unvoiced. F. What letter do you expect to see? Oh, I forgot to put the lines. A, n, a, n. 3 sounds. And the first sound we said was going to be, that's an F. Stretch out the middle sound. Ah. Just like hat. Look at my mouth. Ah. Ah. It's shaped exactly the same and the sound you hear is the same. But if you can't differentiate the sound, make sure you look at your mouth. A really good tool is a mirror. You can do it in a bathroom or you can just get a little hand mirror. Look at your own mouth when you say letters, and that will help your brain distinguish between the sounds, even if it's having a hard time hearing them. Ah. Ooh, that's an A. My marker's trying to go away. Let's punch the ending sound. Fa, n. Fan. Hey, that's the same as sa, n. Fa, n, sa, n. What letter is it? It's an N. Down, up and around. Sun, hat, fan. You can stretch out this learning and get some traction action off of this by making other words and then trying to figure out how many sounds you hear. Making sure that you put a letter to represent each sound and then having someone who's bigger, who knows how the words look when we see them in a dictionary and we read them correctly in a book, how they're spelled, and they can help you add in extra letters if there are any. All right, make sure that you have transferred all of this important information from my smart board to your smart composition book. And let's move from our Nano-Lesson to our micro-lesson. Climb on the bus. Honk, honk. Beep, beep. Try to build up your schema. Psh. Rabbit, get on. Everybody else wants a turn too. Every day that a rabbit just stands there having a conversation with me, telling me all about what's happened during the pandemic. All right, get on. Make sure you wear your mask. Put on some gloves. Let's go. Not to school, not to real school, not brick and mortar school. Let's go to hallway school. All right, this time we're going to be doing a math lesson, math learning. So mathematicians, hocus pocus, don't lose your focus. Let's become math magicians. Let's math it up. Can you feel the brain growing already? Compressions. All right, now I have several activities this time. It's not just one, so I kind of decided to mix it up a little bit. So on this board are multiple kinds of questions. So I need you to pay close attention so you can figure out what's expected of you. It's a little like if you did a worksheet at school that combined a lot of different learning and you reviewed learning you'd already done and you practiced learning you just had, and you maybe tried something you'd never done before based on the learning you'd had before. So kind of a teacher could get an idea of what you know, what you can do, and what you need to learn and need a little bit more help and support with. Okay, so at the top you see hands and you see mittens. What I'm looking for here is if you know the difference between left and right. Remember, we've talked about this. What is the mnemonic, the little clue that lives in one of your hands that tells you whether it's left or right? Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember? See my hand? The capital L lives in my left hand. That's right. So the way you can remember which is left and which is right is look at your two hands. This is a backwards L. This one's going forward. So this one's the left hand. That's right. That's right. And when I say that's right, I know this is my right hand. This is my left hand. That's right. So let's label the left with an L, just like we saw it in our hand. And then let's put an R in our right. And I think I'm going to make it a different color. I do that in my classroom. I think I'll make the right red and the left will be blue. That's a good way for our brain to remember it, right? L is in my left hand, and red and right start with the same sound, so they have to start with the same letter. That isn't always true, but with R it is true. If it was a K and a C, that could be kind of confusing. So I'm going to take this learning that I just demonstrated, and I'm going to look over here. This is the same task. So often when you're doing a paper, the same thing they asked you to do for one problem, they're wanting you to transfer to the next problem. So when you've used your smart brain to figure out the really, really important learning that you need to demonstrate, often you can lift that and apply it somewhere else. So this is a strategy I want you to think about. If you're doing the same thing 2 times and they're not asking you to do something new, you've already done it. Now, if you did it incorrectly and you do it the same way, it's not going to be correct 2 times. But if you've got it correct here and you apply that same learning here, you are going to have it correct both times. Sometimes it's not a trick. It's just to make sure that you trust your own learning. Now, if you're not sure, you might do it opposite and then one of them will be correct. But the better plan is to get it correct. And we just use the mnemonic of L lives in our left hand, so this one is the left. That's right. And right and red start the same. You don't have to label it the same, meaning the same color, but do label it with the same letter so that you remember. Now, we've played this game before, but just not quite this way. This is the something does not belong. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things does not belong. 3 of these things are totally right, but one of these things is totally wrong. So let's look very closely. We're going to have to use really strong analytical eyes and brain in order to eliminate what doesn't fit. And we're going to kiss it goodbye. Here's a paw, a paw, a paw, a paw. Well, they're all exactly the same. They're all paws. So what's different? What's not the same if they're all paws? Oh, one of them is not reaching up. One of them is going down. Is it the first, the second, the third, or the fourth? It's the second one. It does not belong. It is the same shape. It is the same size. It is the same color, but it's not going in the same direction. Let's look at the next one. Bear, 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 bear. What? They're all bears, all the same shapes. They're all black. They're all the same color. They're all going in the same direction. What's different? What's different? One of the bears is bigger. Which one? The first, the second, the third, or the fourth? The third bear. So this bear is a different size. This was going a different direction, and this one is a different size. Let's try the next one. Face, 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 face. They're all the same shape. They're all the same size. They're all going in the same direction. What's different? Oh, they're emotions or emojis. Happy, happy, not happy, happy. Happy, happy, sad, happy. Which one is different? The first one, the second one, the third one, or the fourth one? The third one. Is the third one in the middle, on the left, or on the right? It's in the middle, and it's closer to the right. You are the weakest picture. Goodbye. So it's a different expression. Different direction, different size, different expression. Let's look at the next one. Girl, 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 girl. Girl, they're all girls. They're all the same color. They're all the same shape. They're all the same size. They all have the same expression. Oh, I see what's different. Do you? One of them has different hair. 3 of them have curly hair, and one of them has straight hair. I didn't see it at first. Is it the one on the left, furthest to the left, or the one furthest to the right, or is it one of the ones in the middle? Furthest to the right. Is it first, second, third, or fourth? It's the 4th one. Different direction, different size, different expression, different detail. Middle toward the left, middle toward the right. We eliminated the middle toward the right, and we eliminated the furthest one to the right. Let's try the next one. Heart, 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 heart. All hearts, all the same direction, all the same size. They don't have an expression. They don't have different... Oh, wait. There's a detail that's different. But it isn't hair. Do you see it? They're different colors. One of them is not black. It's blue. Is it the first, second, third, or fourth? It's the second. Is it in the middle to the left, the furthest left, in the middle to the right, or the furthest right? It's in the middle to the left. Bye-bye. One more. Look carefully. This is confusing. Arrow to the left, arrow down, arrow up. Just became less confusing. One of them is not even the same shape. At first I thought it was direction, but it isn't direction because they're all going different directions. One of them is not even an arrow though. Is it the first, the second, the third, or the fourth? It's the 4th. Is it in the middle, to the left, or to the right? To the right. Goodbye. You are the weakest picture. Goodbye. Now at the bottom, I see 3 objects. They're all exactly the same shape, and they're all the same color. They're all going in the same direction. They're helium, so they're going up. And they all have the same detail, except something is different. They are different sizes. Now I need to order them, but first I need to know which one is which size in comparison to each other. Here's one, here's one, here's one. This is pretty big until I see this one, and then this one looks what? Even bigger. This one's really small compared to this one, but is it small compared to this one? It is. So I would call this one small. So I'm going to put an S in it, in the middle of it. And then this one I would say is the biggest one, so I'm going to call this one large. So this one's small, this one's large, and this one looks like it goes in between them. So this one would have to be medium. Medium. Small, medium, and large. I think I'm going to go over it with a different color because I used purple and red. And if you're doing it in your composition book, probably you want to go over it with a crayon or color them. Just color over the letters once you write them or shade over them. So here's medium, here's large, and here's small. Now I see 2 coding boxes. So the first one shows me purple and an L to an S. So this one wants them to go from largest to smallest. And then in red, they want me to go from smallest to largest. Doesn't say I have to do it either way. First, the purple's on the top, so I guess I could make purple on the top. I think I'm gonna do the smallest to the largest though, because there's 2 sets of lines, and I think it'll be easier for me to do smallest to largest. So this one is gonna be 1 is small, 2 is medium, 3 is large. So 1 is small in the red. Okay, so I'm going to do 1 is small, 2 is medium, so this would come second, and the large would come third. So in the order they are now, this is 2, 3, 1, because this would have come first, this would come second, and this would come third. And I could put first, ST, third, RD, and second, ND. Wow, that's so confusing, huh? Pretty cool. Oh, I don't even think you can see it. Let me bring it down a little bit. See it? There we go. I think it's not going to stay. Sorry. Let's do the other one. The other one, this is called ascending order, but the other one from smallest to largest, the other one is going in descending order, largest to smallest. So the large has to be 1. So this one is the large. Oh, and I want to do it with purple. So confusing. So this one is first. Then medium has to be second. Oh, look, medium is second again. It was second in both of the orders. And then small has to be third. So what happened is the large and the small did kind of a switcheroo and traded places. Wow, my brain just feels like this. Schema is everywhere. Everybody scoop up the schema. Keep some for yourself and give the rest back to me. I'm going to need it for later. Lots of compressions. Remember, if it's super simple, you're only practicing. If it takes a lot of brain power and you have to think a lot about it, you're doing big math work, and those compressions are enabling your brain to take that information, make it smaller, push it into a little space so it can get to the point where it can retrieve it really fast. And our goal is automaticity. Fast as a snap, fast as a clap, fast as a blink. That's how fast I want you to be able to think. That was so great. What I know is opportunities to grow are all around us. I'm going to set this into an intention. I'm going to take this opportunity to grow because this was a lot of hard work. And the key to mastery is effort. My hard work is what effort is. Whew, we did a lot of hard work. So we're going to master a lot of great stuff because we're working so hard. And we have to never, ever give up. I'm going to stay in it. I'm not going to give up. I've got grit. I'll stay with it. Super job, Smarties. Now I think I'm going to need my spelling bee. And I'm going to need my squeezy ball. So I can regulate again. Ready to relax now. You could join me on that, I'm sure. You want to too. That mathematician stuff, that's some craziness. I think it's easier to pull a rabbit out of a hat, I'm thinking. At least pull a bee out of one. All right, goodbye, super smarties. Thanks for coming. Come back again. I'll be ready to teach, and you be ready to learn. Until then, catch pride. Here's extra. And this time I'll give you love for now, and I'll reach in and take some more love for later. Super amazing. I'm really proud of you. Super teacher,